Before I start this video, I'd like to remind you guys that Australia is still on fire and is still in need of donations. So I will leave links in the description down below so that you can donate to Red Cross, Wires, Volunteer Fire Service, RFS, etc. Okay, now let's get into the video. Today, I want to talk about my favorite TV shows of 2019. Specifically my top 5, because there were lots of TV shows that came out with new seasons this season, which I binged and loved. But today I'm just going to talk about my top 5. Specifically TV shows that came out with new seasons this season. Let's just get into it. I'm probably just going to go from like number 5 up to like my number 1 favorite TV show. My number 5 would have to be this TV show called Utopia. Came out with season 4 this year. Utopia, for anyone that hasn't seen the show, it's basically like an Australian satire about what it's like to work in like a government office type building. And I don't know how accurate it is because I've never worked in a government office before, but my dad has, and he literally can't watch the show because of like how realistic it is to him, because like the show just like satirizes how like dumb people are all like working in this office, and then like the boss is like the only real like reasonable one, and like one other worker played by Celia Piccola, who's an amazing stand-up comedian. They're the only two like sensible characters in this show, and then everyone else is just like really just like stupid and just like lacking common sense, and like they're not actually getting any work done. And my dad's like, oh my god, I've had to like work for these types of people before, like I've had to be boss for these people before, and he just can't stand to watch it. Like every time my mum or I will be watching it on the TV, he just like groans and then like walks away because he can't stand it. Yeah, season 4 was fantastic. The cast is mostly made up of really amazing Australian stand-up comedians, which makes the show so much funnier because they deliver their lines so well, because that's their job. I just really loved season 4, and I hope they come out with season 5 because I just love this show so much. Number 4 is 13 Reasons Why. This show, like in regards to its like mental health awareness, isn't that great, but in terms of like entertainment and keeping the viewer interested, I believe it does a really good job at that. I've already made a video about like what I liked about 13 Reasons Why, so I will link that in the description if anyone's interested. I'm not pretending like 13 Reasons Why is the best show on the planet and that it has no flaws. It's got a lot of flaws, which I might address in another video, but I just really liked the storyline this season. I liked the like character development of characters such as Bryce and Tyler and Jessica. I just thought that their characters were really well portrayed. In season 4, I want Clay to get therapy. That's all I really want, and that's pretty much all I have to say about 13 Reasons Why season 3, other than fuck Arnie. Number 3 is Designated Survivor, specifically season 3. It came out this year on Netflix. It used to be partnered with ABC, and then it would also come out on Netflix in anywhere that wasn't America, because they just aired on ABC in America. But then ABC just dropped the show, which I thought was so disrespectful, and so us fans, we fought so hard to try and get a season 3, and then we got a season 3, and then the show got cancelled after season 3 because Netflix only promotes 13 Reasons Why and Stranger Things, and You. Promote good shows and not just like the same few shows over and over and over and saturate it to death. Please, I'm begging you. The show was so good. For anyone that hasn't seen it, it's basically about the housing and urban development secretary in the White House, who then becomes president because the president, the vice president, and all the other members of cabinet are killed in an attack on the Capitol building, and like all the kind of like major people in politics are at this building and they all get killed due to this attack. And then this pretty much architect, who's only really known architecture, then becomes the president, And season 3, we saw him campaigning to actually like become president and not just like designated survivor and just like this man that's leading the country out of this like really difficult situation. It was really interesting. All the characters are so good. Aaron Shaw is really attractive. So is Emily Rhodes. There's a lot of attractive people this season and I'm grateful for it. And Tom Kirkman, the president, is like just such like a level-headed, calm character. Like whenever I watch that show, I just pretend like I'm watching the news because I would rather Tom Kirkman be my president. I don't live in America, I live in Australia. But like America is like the leading country of the world, the leading power of the world and all that. So whenever I watch it, I'm just like, yeah, Tom Kirkman's my president. Donald Trump who? We don't know him. Can we just get a new president, please? Please, Tom Kirkman for president 2020. Number 2 is Barry. I've already made a video about season 1 about Barry and what I liked about it, and basically just about the character of Barry and him. If you haven't seen Barry, it's basically about this hitman who moves to LA and then he discovers that he wants to be an actor. And in season 2, we kind of see like this character development of like 3 main characters in particular. So we get to see a bit of like Barry's past in war because he was a Marine. We saw a bit about Sally's past and about like her ex-husband and how he was abusive and how that kind of shaped her to be like the way she is. We also saw a bit of Gene, the like acting coach, and how like he has a son that we didn't know about in season 1, and seeing like a bit of their relationship, which like started out a bit rocky because Gene wasn't really like a present father, but then he makes an effort with his son and then they reconnect. It's a really good show. If you haven't seen it, go see it. It's incredible. And number 1, my favorite show this 2019, my favorite show ever, if we're going to be completely honest, it's probably my favorite TV show of all time, has to be NCIS. Season 17, so far so good. Ziva came back. No one really believed she was dead, but I'm grateful that she came back. She came back because she was trying to warn Gibbs that someone was trying to like kill Gibbs. And then like during the season, is like a kind of side plot. Gibbs made friends with this kid like down the street from him. His name was Phineas. He's about like 9 years old, and like Gibbs and Phineas hit it off and they have like a really cute kind of like father-son bond. And Phineas has a mom and she's like a single mom, and like she's trying to deal with like a divorce or something. And then we find out in the mid-season finale that Phineas's mom is the one that's trying to kill Ziva and Gibbs, and that fucked with my head. I was like, can Gibbs be happy, please? I need him to be happy. And I don't think I explained what NCIS is in case you haven't seen it, but it's basically about it's kind of like a bunch of like cops, but like the Navy version, and they're like fighting crimes to do with the Navy. So like whether it's like Navy victims or like their families, or if it happens on like a Navy base, that kind of thing. And for a show to be going on for 17 seasons, and it was number 1 for like the first couple of episodes, mainly because Ziva came back, let's be real, but still, to have a show, first of all, have 17 seasons. There's not many shows that have 17 seasons. The only show I can think of is Neighbours or like Law and Order. Yeah, so I think that is really commendable of it. They have 17 seasons to begin with, and that also that they were number 1 for a bit, and that people are still loyal and interested, and that the writers still come up with really good plots. Like that whole plot with like Phineas's mom trying to kill Ziva. Anyways, I think that's gonna be it from me today. Thanks so much for watching. Give it a like if you liked it. give it a dislike if you disliked it. Look after yourselves and have a great day. Bye.